Kenobi. Kenobi! Alright. Anyways, guys. It is, I just watched the first two episodes of the Darth Maul show, Darth Maul Shadow Lord, Maul Shadow Lord. Um, I was gonna watch them last night, like early this morning when they dropped, but I had a long day yesterday and I was too tired. I went to bed like I think like before midnight. That's like pretty rare for me. So yeah. But anyways, we're here. I just got finished watching episode two, and we're gonna break it down and review it and whatever like we normally do. So yeah, get excited, guys. Anyway, so let's begin. So it starts off on this planet, and bro, this looks like an eye, like this eye thing, like this like city like forms an eye. That's pretty cool, guys. Eye, one eye. Anyways, we we see like this wide shot of the city, like the city landscape, like the skies, like the whatever. And then we cut to the real stuff. We cut to the real big, the real cream of the crop. Okay, I'll stop being cringe. Anyways, so we cut to these people climbing a building, and we see this transport of credits. Obviously, we see this all these big credits. But we're just after this. We're just after this. We're just after this right now. And so we cut to this droid, and bro, this droid, if done right, this droid will probably be in the top 3 to top 5 of a lot of people's favorite droids. So yeah. Anyways, so we cut to these Mandalorians and Zabraks, obviously, Shadow Collective, what they're called. And we see the police. Obviously, they were chasing after them. And obviously, the police was like, "Yeah, bro, we're not gonna get scanned for any unidentified ships in the area in like different quadrants, different sectors." And he's like, "Yeah, there's an unidentified ship in sector. I think it was sector 8. I think. Thank goodness it wasn't sector 7, because yeah, sector 8." Sector 8, guys. Sector 8. So we cut to the police saying, "Put your hands in the air." And it's like, "Oh," and then all the freaking people are like, "Oh, we should do what they tell them." And then we cut to this freaking Aura Farmer. They play like this version, this rendition of Duel of the Fates, which was pretty freaking sick. And so we see Darth Maul coming out of the ship, obviously. And he murders police. And then we cut to this Twi'lek, and this, I don't know what this alien is called, what like this species is, but I'm pretty sure Spring Crush will make a video, so I'll get back to you next week with the name, if they have it. Anyway, so we see this Twi'lek, and obviously they're both Jedis in hiding, if you couldn't tell by now. And the Twi'lek was talking to her master, saying, "Hey yo, I know you're hungry. Why don't you just take? Why don't you just take some? They won't like realize it's taken." And it's like, "No, we do not steal. We will only take stuff we will only take stuff what is offered by the good citizens," or whatever he said. And then he literally asked the citizen, and like the freaking citizen was like, "Go frick off." Obviously, he doesn't say that, but that's basically what it said. So the Twi'lek steals some of the food, and she gets caught, and she's taken in to the police. And we see I think it's like either the police chief or captain, I don't know, but his name was Lawson. I can already tell this guy is gonna be a lot of people's favorites too. He's starting to grow on me. Obviously, just 2 episodes, gonna need more episodes, more character stuff, but you know what I'm saying. And then it turns out that what Maul stole from was owned by this crime lord named the Miss. And the Miss is who was it? Was it Vario? But it's like, no, Vario. There's another crime lord in the city where his name is Vario, and they have like this peace treaty. So obviously they're not gonna like interfere with other people. Their syndicates, their crime stuff. So yeah. And then we see this female Mandalorian. She was on Mandalore during the Siege of Mandalore. She was on Darth Maul's side. I low-key forgot her name. I know her name will pop up in my head at a later date, or I'll just be reminded by someone. But yeah, she's talking to Darth Maul, talking about. I'm just gonna call him Darth Maul or Maul. I don't know. So she's talking to Maul, saying, "Hey yo, the Miss basically I forget Loki forgot what she said, but she's basically saying, yeah, our plan's Loki in motion. Uh, but yeah. And then that went back. Okay. Next, and then we cut to the Twilight. I don't think we get a name for her yet. If I did, I probably just went over my head. But we see this Twilight, in getting questioned by Lawson. It's like identification or whatever. It's like if you don't want to give me your identification or whatever, because she's like being arrested for theft and failure to comply, and she's like she doesn't speak at all. So he's like, all right, I guess you're just gonna spend the night in a cell then. Come back to they get one of the droids, one of the droids that was there for Darth Maul at the docking place, and there is footage. So they run a scan, and the scan is under ISB supervision. So any sightings of Maul is to be reported to the ISB, aka the Empire, immediately. You see the ISB, obviously, and or whatever. And obviously, he's like, he does. It's basically implied he don't frick with the Empire, bro. So he's like, nah, bro, keep this under wraps. We'll take care of it, whatever. And then we see a face-to-face meeting with Demis and Vario. Vario is in this mechanized suit, as we will see later why he needs this. And so Demis and Vario are talking, basically saying, Vario says, do you know who it was? And it's like, yeah. It was like, and then they basically hint at Maul, but Demis, basically dismissed it, saying he's gone, he's dead, or whatever. Obviously, Maul's not dead. And so, Maul had the Baker droid head on a platter, and they were having dinner, and when they freaking revealed it, Demis thinks it was Vario. So obviously, him and Vario and the bodyguards that they brought start shooting at each other, and this is a terrible screenshot, but we see that one of the Zabraks that work for Maul gets recognized by Vario. And yeah, so Vario's in custody right now because he gets taken under custody by police, and obviously Maul wants revenge on Demis and Vario because they screwed him. So yeah, and so we cut to the cells of Vario saying, "Hey, I need protection or whatever," and we see this Jedi. We still don't got a name for this guy yet. He's super mysterious. So we see the Master of the Twilight outside the jail, waiting for her to be released overnight, whatever. And then we see Maul enter this secret entranceway to the police station, and obviously, I think I'm pretty sure it's implied right here that he's feeling it, oh shoot, something's wrong, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do jack nothing. So obviously the police gets alerted. And no, Darth Maul does not kill Lawson here. Darth Maul knocks Lawson out, but he does kill these droids, these bodyguards, and obviously police, they robots. Anyways, he freaking just shish kebabs this freaking bodyguard droid. And then we cut to the cells where Darth Maul is basically telling Vario, "Hey, I could freaking kill you right now. I am going to freaking kill you." He's basically edging him. He's having a lightsaber go across the back of the wall, the wall behind Vario. And then Vario finally says, "I can get you Krim." And then that's when Maul stops. It's like, okay. So he takes him. So he takes him. He takes Vario as a prisoner, obviously, and I guess Krim is he or she really screwed with Maul, where obviously he's more big priority than Vario. So, and then also earlier in the episode, Maul is searching for an apprentice, and that's where we see the Twi'lek right here. Maul is after, and she recognizes Maul because obviously she's a Jedi, told stories, whatever. So yeah, and obviously, she's probably gonna be this, the canon version of Darth Talon, hopefully. So yeah. So we go to episode 2, and we go straight to where we left off, where we see Maul and his syndicate, Shadow Collective, escaping the police. I love how they actually showed us how they escaped, and not just freaking, oh yeah, blah 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 blah. It's good. Just a simple case of show don't tell, bro. I like this. I love that they actually showed us. So they're escaping. They're getting chased by the police, and freaking one of the Mandalorians, one of the I'll just call them Mandalorians, just freaking takes an RPG, a bazooka, and freaking just blasts this freaking that freaking cop car. Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka. Anyways, next we see the Jedi Master go in front of the ship where Maul and the Twilight Guard, whatever. Well, not. Oh yeah, I think this is like yeah. And then we see Maul come out of the thing. We're thinking that we're about to see a showdown, but like nah. Maul's smart. He destroys the bridge where there's people on it, and obviously the Master's a Jedi, so obviously he's gonna value the other people's lives over taking out Maul. So. Next we see Lawson in the police station getting pressed by this girl. She's saying, "Hey, the governor's not something about like I told the governor that we got it under control, but if the governor gets too uneasy, he's gonna call in freaking Empire. So you better freaking wrap this up quick, bro." And Lawson, freaking understands obviously. And then we cut the Maul talking about the Twilight Girl saying she's a Jedi, and basically telling this girl saying, "I could mold her into a weapon, so I can take revenge on Darth Sidious." And he name drops Darth Sidious, obviously. But yeah. And so we cut to Lawson at his house, and it turns out he has a kid. But the mom and they're basically divorced. And so the kid is asking, "Oh, you're just getting home now?" I was like, "Yeah, long night. I saw what happened, basically." And he's saying, "Hey, yo, I want to go see my mom. I want to go see mom." And it's like, "I want to come with you." Basically telling him no. So we cut back to Maul and Vario. Maul is giving Vario an ultimatum. To give him like the spice, because Vario helps like smuggle the spice into that system with the pikes, and he says, "Give me the schedule and the location, whatever." And obviously he agrees because he's being threatened as well. And so we cut to Lawson asking for information about this from this woman. I don't know if this is gonna be Krim or not, but she did say that she didn't make any deals with Maul. So that might knock her off the list, but I still feel like this might be Krim. So yeah. So he's asking her, "Hey, what do you know about Maul?" It's like, "You don't think he's here, do you?" Or like, "You think he's here," or whatever. But yeah. So we cut back to Maul talking to the Twilight, saying, "You have been indoctrinated since you were a child." This is my best Maul impression, by the way. You have been indoctrinated since you were a child. Don't you see what the galaxy is right now? Why do you feel it's so important? Basically asking her, why do you feel like it's so important to still be a Jedi when, pretty much the entire Jedi Order is freaking dead? And so we cut back to Maul, and we cut to the Pikes, delivering the spice, about to go for hyperspace. Let me see the little droid. I don't know what his name is. I'm just gonna call him Maul Jr. Maybe, I don't know. Forget, unless we get a name. So we get a hallway shot. Hallway fight scene. Obviously not as well as obviously not as good as the Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, the Darth Maul from Season 7 Clone Wars, but it's still a hallway fight. I always enjoy a good hallway fight in Star Wars. So we see Maul ignite his lightsabers and then just go freaking crazy, and then he's like interrogating, he's like just like speaking to the captain of the ship, the Pike captain of the ship, and then the Pike basically says, everything that you once owned, your syndicate, your lousy syndicate, whatever you said, now belongs to Boa, no, wait, Moa Krim. I think that was the first name, Moa Krim. Moa, I think. And then Darth Maul obviously just freaking kills her. Kills the freaking Pike guy. So we cut back to Lawson. He's being followed by the Jedi Master. He turns around, he's not there, and when he leaves, he's right there. I don't know what the freaking his plan is. I think he's trying to get information, without asking stuff. So, yeah. And then we cut back to Twilight Girl. Earlier, Maul said you could leave whenever you want. And then she said, obviously that's not the case, but when she's looking around at the back, there's like a small hole, and she force pushes like the little, prison she was in that Maul had for her and Vario's in a different one, so it doesn't affect him. And she pushes out, and she gets out of the thing. So yeah, in my opinion, pretty decent start. Obviously, it's they're telling a story. Obviously, they're not gonna freaking show everything in the first 2 episodes. Tell you freaking everything in the first 2 episodes. And obviously, definitely a slow story coming. I enjoy these. I like these slow burn stories. That's why. But yeah, yeah. That is Darth Maul, Shadow Lord. Maul, Shadow Lord. First 2 episodes. Next week, obviously, they're dropping every week. They're dropping 2 episodes. So next week will be episode 3 and 4, and 5, 6, and then 5, 6, and then 7, 8, and then obviously the last 2 on May 4th. So the last 2 episodes will be out on Star Wars Day. And people, I mean, every single year for like past couple of years, we've been getting like a Tales, Tales of the Jedi, Tales of the Empire, whatever, Star Wars story on May 4th. So if they follow that, follow that schedule, we should be getting another Tales thing, but I'm not seeing anything, and I don't think there will be now because we really haven't heard or seen anything about a new Tales series. So yeah, May 4th will be the finale, the last 2 episodes, and season 2 of the show already got greenlit. So whatever happens at the end of the show, obviously it's going to go into season 2. So yeah, and yeah. So please like, subscribe, comment, on post notifications, like, subscribe, on post notifications like I just said, so you don't never miss a single one of these, freaking, uploads. And if you guys are WWE fans, you guys know that WrestleMania is like just around the corner. And I can't remember if I made a video on it on this channel. I mean, I don't know. But I might do like night 1 on this one and then night 2 on the other one. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment, notifications. God bless you. So see you, sir. God bless.